when we use the leg loops at our ankles. So we're going to drop our body straight down. Remember to give them the cues in the beginning of like, these are the leg loops, these are the holds, right? We kind of skipped over that quickly. There's our knee, hand holds. So we're going to let our body sink straight down, pull the leg loop down to hook the ankle. I know this is kind of redundant for you guys because you've done it enough times. And then you let your body float. So we can hook at the arch of the foot, the ankle, or at the heel. So the first thing we want to do is windshield wiper the legs. Just have people get a sense of keeping their hips heavy, slightly back bending in order to take pressure off the underarms, and just swing from side to side. Awesome. So I do the windshield wipers for a few minutes, depending if people are getting into it. Remember, we started playing a little bit more and made them bigger, and like started to feel how we could start to spin all the way around, and got some loop-de-loops in if you have a playful bunch. And then the next one is, so before side tree, we're going to do the floating pigeon. So penciling floating pigeon after windshield wipers. Floating pigeon is when you reach around, you're going to bend one knee at a time. So right now I'm pulling the right foot in. And I remember a contraction that knee down and get a deeper stretch. Or I can just hold on with both hands and pull that in. Okay, great. Then I usually switch sides before moving into side tree. So do both sides first. Cool. And then I go back. I usually stay for like 1 to 2 minutes in the floating pigeons because they're so good. So good for the hips. And then I have people notice the difference between pressing the knee down, pulling the knee in. And we could do like a whole hour just with the floating Buddha. It's so powerful.
What do you call the side tree?
Side tree is when you lift up, you put the bottom of the foot, we're moving into side tree now. Gotcha. Bottom of the foot is on the inner thigh. You release the hand out to the side. One hand is holding the leg loop. Make sure you give instruction if you can, like right foot on the inner thigh of the left leg, then left hand grabbing for the leg loop, right hand extending. The right and the left gets a little confusing, so I just say like one side and the other, but it is important to press the hips forward here so the knee is pointing straight down towards the ground, and you're in one side plane, the whole body. Cool. And then coming to neutral. Sometimes I'll have people windshield wiper the legs to neutralize the spine, and then come to the side tree on the left. Cool. From side tree, I'm going to come into the wide straddle. I'm going to pull my legs together, bring my hands to prayer in front of the heart, wrapping around the swing. And then I lift my hips and I lean back. I'm arching and opening. This is our first real back bend. So supported back bend, the legs straight out in front of us. Nice. Come back, sit down, open up. I always like have this is the 5-pointed star pose, right? Angel wings, depending on how you're going to describe it. Always have to be at a neutral pose. So the quad stretches are when I reach up, grab for the leg loops, and I'm going to twist one knee in, twist the right knee in, and then I either keep the front foot in a floating pigeon, or I straighten it out in front of me. I'm stretching the quad on the right side, right? We'll go over all this stuff again, just write down keywords that'll help you. So I'm sitting back, and I'm switching sides, right? So front leg can be in a floating pigeon if they're not super flexible, or straight out in front of you. Cool. I'm going to come back through center. And so suptavirasana So we did this one before. We're going to bend both knees in towards center, and then our knees squeeze together, our feet are back behind us. So when we're leaning our hips forward, that's virasana. Suptavirasana is leaning back into the pose. Hands are holding on to the leg loops to keep yourself nice and steady. So notice my knees are straight down and my feet are coming out wide. You don't want to do this. This is not good for the alignment. Squeeze everything in towards center. It's a lot of work. And then lean back. Should be intense. And then to come out of it nice and slow, one knee at a time, come back. So always keep the knees happy. So I usually keep the foot flexed and bend one knee in at a time gently. The knees need special care. Okay, so standing splits is when you reach up, grab for the swing, and pull yourself up using your biceps. Okay? So after standing splits, pencil in Baddha Konasana, or you can just call it Baddha. So Baddha Konasana before flying monkey is where we press our feet together. I first just let myself hang and press my knees open. So you notice when we're going over this in the workshop, I'll pick a couple of them, but I'm not doing all of the sequence. It's just a lot for people, and we would be in floating Buddha for like a half hour, you know, so I picked some of the ones that I thought people would like. And so Baddha Konasana is to get into flying monkey from Baddha Konasana, pressing the feet together, legs out wide, reach up as high as you can for the leg loops. Make sure you tell them like 5 times to press the feet together a lot and keep their knees wide. So when they lift their hips up, pressing their hips up towards the sky, they're leaning back and opening the heart. Nice deep breaths. All right, look up. They sit down and they open up the legs wide again into the standing splits.
So Baddha Konasana is just like a variation of the standing splits.
No, Baddha Konasana is a precursor to flying monkey. So sometimes I'll just
like in that transition.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll just write flying monkey because it includes Baddha Konasana, obviously. You have to put your feet together to get there. But since we're breaking it down, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana and hang out here first just to open up the hips. So we're preparing the body. Good. We could do these in any order, but you'll notice there's like a certain flow of things. And it just gets easy. Like obviously Baddha Konasana would come first. We could put flying monkey and then standing splits in that order as well. But I usually do both.
Yeah.
Pull themselves up and just kind of practice coming up and down. Of course, they can come into the side ones as well if they have nice open hips. So that's the whole floating Buddha sequence. Good stuff. Good. And now we're going to do one leg at a time. So we're going to first come into the side lunge, or side lounge, because I'm funny, where we have right now we have the left leg out, right hand is just dangling, and this, we can have the knee down, touching the ground, grab for the foot. We want to kind of extend the pose and stay a bit longer. And then we're going to pull that leg up, right? We're engaging our core, and the leg comes straight up towards the sky. So I'm using my right hand here to pull down and engage my bicep to give me a little bit more strength. And I bend the knee and bring it back down. We're recording, so it comes up, tippy toes, and then I bend the knee to come back down. I can land or stay engaged. So after doing that about 5 times, then I'm going to come into the twist. Right? Remember the twist, we grab for the foot. We can keep the knee bent or straighten the leg, but we're looking towards our toes of the bent leg. Okay, come back up, back down, and I'll do that about another 3 to 5 times depending on the crew, right? So this is the twist. After my last time, sometimes, instead of coming up and back down, which allows you to go deeper each time, sometimes I'll just stay there. When the leg comes straight up, we hook. Thank you for taking time. So in the hook, we're stretching the outer quad, IT band. We're sinking our hips down a lot. So we hook the foot on the swing, not the leg loops. Just remember to say the swing, the swing, the swing. No, the swing.
People try to do it.
Yeah, they'll go like, that's easy, that's nice. You know, because this is like, what? Seems a little far.
Yeah.
Especially for guys when, you know, women tend to be a little bit more in their hamstrings. That leg comes back down, neutralize, and then we switch side. So of course, whenever we do one leg, then we do the other. I'm just going to repeat for balance, and then you guys can kind of notice if you want to fill anything in on this side. I like to wrap my hand around sometimes. Get a nice hook here. Engage the bicep. Side lunge first. Knee on the ground. Nice long lines. Grab for the toes. And out. Pull that knee into the chest to come into core strengthening. And the leg goes straight up. So if I keep my leg straight coming all the way down, obviously more challenging, right? It's one way I can kind of deepen the engagement. Knee bent, pull it in, straight up, twist, and grab for the foot. Either bend the knee or straighten. Press the hips up towards the sky. Most people are going to collapse. Stay engaged to their core. Nice. Do that 3 to 5 times. Coming back down, bend knee. Pulling up and twisting. Let it feel good. Bringing up the spine. Hook the knee, hook the foot. Drop the hips. Hang on. This should be really intense for people. This leg never opens on people's bodies. So then I'll usually tell them to massage, spank themselves, rub as a suggestion. Just kind of coax the body into opening into a new place. You'll see people's faces be like, ah. Like, yeah, I know. Foot comes down, landing, coming back. Now, if people are really liking this whole sequence, I'll say, well, we have a bonus round that we can do hammock. So if you're going to fall asleep, I'm going to put you in the swing. Okay.
Like I
You
jump
get?
in and out of
All right.
theta really easily, but I'm definitely fully present. All my notes are here.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. I'm just teasing you. Just to be right for you. So, hammock, remember we hook both feet into one side, and then use the leg loop to support the neck. Drop the arms and just hang. Make sure they get it into a sweet spot where the neck is really happy. They can also engage the arms if their neck isn't that strong. Some people have like really sensitive necks, so they can reach up and hold. They can also hold like this, where they come into a back bend with their arms are straight up. And then they can put it on like a t-shirt, you know, support your shoulders. Arms overhead are clasped elbows. Hammock pose. Hammock is like a crowd favorite, for sure. In the hammock, we can kind of do a little side twist, move it up. Okay. That all sound good so far? We've done everything a few times, so they're probably pretty familiar.